Good Friday morning. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I'm going to fill you in on what to be expecting with potential for severe weather this evening. Before I do that, I want to jump on a tangent here real quick. I had somebody comment on one of my posts last night to the effect of, again, this page is a joke, use common sense. Now, I don't know what that particular guy thinks I got wrong, because I think that I conveyed all week that storm activity on Thursday would be pretty isolated. Most of us wouldn't get anything, but where storms did pop up down here, they would have the potential to be severe, especially during the daytime hours. But most of yesterday's threat would be north. I think I conveyed that pretty well, but apparently this person did not think so. So I will say this, you're always going to have a troll here or there. That's no big deal. My concern is I just want to make sure I am conveying things to you well. So if you ever don't understand what I'm telling, because sometimes I think I'm being clear and I'm not, then by all means ask me, and I will try to take the time to answer your questions. One of the things I want to convey also is like maps like this. This is a convective outlook. This is put out by the Storm Prediction Center. I don't create these. This is not my map. I may have to start doing my own risk maps, quite frankly. But I do not create these. I don't create any of these right here. These are all created by the Storm Prediction Center. So if anybody ever looks at these and thinks they're stupid, your problem is with the Storm Prediction Center. But this is the official information, so I will always pass on the official information, then tell you if I disagree with it or agree with it, what my thoughts are. So, and the same with watches and warnings, I don't issue those. The convective outlooks, like the map I posted last night with the red circle in it that said that a watch was probably coming, that's also issued by the Storm Prediction Center as a mesoscale discussion. I don't create those. I will pass those on and let you know what is likely coming, and a tornado watch actually was issued for counties just to our north. So enough of that. Again, I just want to be sure that if you ever don't understand what I'm conveying, please ask me, because it could be that I didn't convey it well enough. That said, let's move on to the actual business of the day. The Storm Prediction Center has us in a enhanced risk for severe storms today. Madison County kind of right up here in the edge of the slight risk to enhanced risk. This I've told you all week, well, since Sunday, that today was actually the day I felt like was going to be the greater severe risk, and the Storm Prediction Center finally started to come on board with that on Wednesday. So I do agree with this map largely. Again, for a couple of days I've told you that the greatest risk would be down closer to the Ohio River along southern Indiana, northern Kentucky. The Storm Prediction Center has come on board with that as well. Tornado risk is there. We're in the 5 to 9% tornado risk with the crosshatched area down here in the yellows and reds. That means that there is a greater risk down there, better than 10% risk, that there could be F2 or stronger tornadoes and or long track tornadoes. Again, storm coverage today is not going to be massive, but it's going to be better, much better than it was yesterday. And where these storms do pop up, most of them will be severe when they do pop up. The greatest risk of the most dangerous storms is down south, but again, we have a decent risk up here. Same way with the hail. We're in the crosshatched area, means there's a greater than 10% risk of us seeing 2-inch or diameter or larger hail, and that does cover Madison County. And then same way with the damaging wind threat, and that is probably our main threat, is damaging winds. I'll show you a simulated radar here in a minute that'll kind of show you why I think that. At this point, timing looks like it is going to be in the 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., maybe 8 p.m. to midnight time frame. So somewhere mid to late evening for Madison County is kind of the timing we're going to be looking at. So here's a shot of the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh model, the 12Z run. This is from BAM Weather's experimental synoptic weather model suite. So that's a pretty cool thing if you want to go check out synopticwx.com and check out what BAM is offering there. It is free at this point, so it's worth checking out. It's pretty cool. But anyway, here is a look at the HRRR model. This is at 8 p.m. tonight. And as we zoom in, you can see that storms will be moving into Madison County. And you can see it's linear. But one of the things I want to point out here, let's see if I can actually draw. See this little circle right here? And there's another little circle down here. Those are meso lows. If those occur, those will be smaller areas of low pressure that you get that spin closer to the surface. If these actually occur, of course, you can never take these models verbatim for placement, timing. You can never take a model verbatim. But I think it's a pretty good idea. And if it does develop these little meso lows, that increases both damaging wind and tornado risk. Kind of something similar to what we saw on April 2nd. So again, where this type of cell develops is going to be key. But I just wanted to point that out to you. So the HRRR has this more linear, and then it's got these isolated cells kind of down to the south. Where cells do pop up in an isolated fashion, those are going to be the greater risk to become supercells. The greatest supercell risk is going to be down in southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, but we still can't totally rule it out up here. I will point out, as far as data goes, the 12Z NAM 3K, it is not super excited about anything linear like this. Instead, it has things more in a hit and miss fashion, which again would be more of a risk for supercells. But it's a lot more widely scattered than what this is. HRRR, which actually nailed yesterday, has more of a linear look to what we got coming today. So we'll have to see how that times out, how it works out in the evening. As these begin to develop late afternoon over in Illinois, we'll have an idea of whether it's going to be more in a patchy supercellular nature or if it's actually going to develop more of a line like this. It was this type of a line that came through back on April 2nd, where the huge chunk of the county had 70 to 90 mile per hour winds, and then there were at least 4 confirmed tornadoes out of that. It was kind of a similar type of deal. So we'll keep an eye on this. I've rambled on long enough. Again, just to reiterate, we're in an enhanced risk for severe today from the Storm Prediction Center. I do agree with that. There's no guarantee that everybody's getting rain. More people will get rain today than what happened yesterday. Most activity yesterday was north, as was expected. But there is a much better chance today, much better chance for a greater amount of severe down this way. Our timing, again, looks to be, say, between 7 p.m. and midnight. We'll just span it out to that. I'm thinking somewhere, I think the HRRR is about right, probably 8, 9 o'clock is when we'll be looking for the storms to approach Madison County. So I will go live if I need to go live, and I will update you later in the day if anything changes. And again, if there's anything about this that I wasn't clear on, then by all means, ask me some questions in the comments, and I will try. I'm at work, but I'll try to get to them on lunch and when my next break is, and I'll try to answer any questions that you have. So all modes of severe are possible. Damaging winds are the greatest threat. To me, even though we've got a crosshatched hail threat, I think tornadoes will be the number 2 threat, torrential rain number 3, hail number 4. So that's my take on it right now. I will update you later on. And again, anybody that doesn't like this page, that's okay with me. By all means, I've said before, find a source that you trust and stick with that source. I think sometimes what people do is they watch something on channel 13, then they watch it on channel 6, Then they get it from this weather, internet source. Then they get it from that internet source. And it becomes a mass of information, and they forget who said what and then blame one person or everybody for being wrong when they just have taken in too much information and have forgotten what was actually said. So that'll be enough of that, but the rate this page is going financially, this is probably going to be the last year for this page to stink in anybody's mind anyway. So that said, I will sign off, and I will update you later on as things become more clear. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.